Hi, my name is Steve G. Over the last few weeks as families, we've been stretched to places that we had never thought of before. And one of the questions that we've been discussing is your family home a place to be? Is your family and house the place and the default setting for your children to come back to and find their purpose and plan for life? I remember growing up in Eastlands, and one of the things that I missed out on was hearing stories from my friends about fireplaces when they grew up in the village. The fireplace at home for them was a place where in the evening you came together as a family. And this is where your parents told you stories, and this is where you caught up and found out how everybody was doing at the end of the day. And later on, when I got to high school, I got to visit one of my aunties and I got to experience a bit of this. At the end of the day, we would sit down around the fire. As my auntie was cooking, we'd share stories, we would laugh, and this is where we would find our place for connection. In the modern day family, the question for us is, what's your fireplace? What is this place that as a family you're able to come back together and be a family that is sharing your stories, you're telling your values, your children are able to learn from you? And the question I would like to leave you with is your family a place to be? And the first B is, are you creating a place to belong? What do you mean by this? A place to belong is giving your children an identity and where they're able to come and find values and plans and purposes for them as individuals. When you come and say that we are a family, is your family setting giving your children an identity that gives them an anchor about where they're coming from and where they're going to go? Are you creating a place to belong? The second B is, once you belong, is a place to become. And here we are looking at, are you providing for your family? When we talk of provision, most of us look at financial provision. But the question for us is, are you providing your family with memories for your children? Are you providing your family with roots and what they can call our own? When you say that this is a place where your children are going to become, we would like to ask you is, when your children turn 20, 25, 30 and they're living out their life independent from you, what did they become? Did you give them the roots? Did you give them an identity? And did you give them experiences that they're able to live with? Is your family a place to be? Are they belonging? Are they finding a place to become? And then lastly, do they have a place to begin? When we say begin is, when you launch out your children into society, one of the questions they ask themselves is, am I loved? Yeah? Do I belong? Your family setting over the next few weeks and over this period of COVID is a place that will give your children this sense of beginning. What you're doing is giving them an identity that allows them to define themselves based on your family values. What you're doing is you're giving them a place where they can feel safe and secure. And when they step out of the doors every day over the next few years, they have a place to come back and call home. Like the fireplace that my friends used to talk about. The African fireplace has 3 stones, and maybe this could be the 3 stones for us as a family. The first stone being a place to belong. Give your children an identity that anchors them to your family and your family name. The second stone is a place to become. That they have an identity that roots them to family experiences, that they can sit down and tell stories about their father and about their mother and about things they did as a family over this period. That they can look back and say, we are, and they're able to tell stories about you as a family. And then thirdly, the third stone is a place to begin. And when you launch them out into society, beyond this COVID season and into the years to come, that they always have a fallback in your family. That your family becomes the place they want to come back to. And with this, a place to be your family becomes the setting that your child enjoys and has found themselves in. So the question again is your family the place to be for your child? Thank you.